All right, welcome back. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to continue on with our version control chapter, and I'm going to show you how you can update your local code with the code that is already online. So let's say, for example, last night I had a developer who was working on the source code, other than me. He's working on it, and then he pushes his changes to our machine. Now, what we need to be able to do is we need to update our code so that it's got the most up-to-date code based upon what the other developer did before we start working. So a very common practice is before I start doing anything for the day, I'm going to pull, it's called pull, I'm going to pull down from the remote server, and in this case it's our GitHub server. I'm going to pull down from the remote server any changes that have been made to my branch. Okay, so in this case, we're looking at master. So I don't have another developer that can do this, so we're going to kind of fake this, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Let's go ahead and switch over to my screen, and we're going to go into our GitHub account here, and I have our version control pulled up. I'm going to click on the index.html. And I'm going to click this edit thing, and I'm going to make, and I don't recommend you do this, by the way, but I'm going to make some code changes right here in the browser. So I'm just going to put another developer added this line. Now this isn't how the other developer would add the line. I want to be clear about that. They would use their computer just like we've been using, and then they would have committed and pushed this change up. But I just wanted to, we're just going to kind of mimic this. And then we can actually commit the changes down here. We're going to go ahead and put a commit here. So, hey man, or no, updated index with new content. So that's what the other developer types. We'll hit commit change. And there we go. The commit is, there's actually a whole new commit now if I click on that. It does show what has been changed right here. This line has been added, and so that is what's been changed here. So now, let's say I came in, the other developer made that change, they pushed it. I come in the morning and I'm getting ready to work on index.html. Well, the thing is my index.html doesn't have that code in it that the other developer added. And so I may not know that he did that, and that would be a problem. So it's a good habit to get into. So let's go to our terminal. And the way that I update this is I can do cd, I'm going to go to my directory. So it's opt lamp htdocs, and then we called ours version control. And then if I do git status here, it's going to show that I'm up to date with the master. Now that's just on my local machine. It means I don't have any changes here. But if I do a git fetch, what git fetch does is it will get any sort of versions that I need to. Well, it'll get any new branches or anything like that. And now if I do a git status, it tells me that my branch is behind origin master on the remote by one commit. That means there's been one commit. Now the other developer made that one commit, and I need to get that code on my local machine. So it even tells us to use git pull. So the command to do that is just git space pull, and we'll hit enter. And once we do that, it says it fast forwarded, and now it added those changes to my computer. So if I go now and look at my source code here, my index.html has already been updated, and it says another developer added this. So now my local code is up to date with what is on the remote or the server that multiple developers are working on, and this is how we can all work together to change this. So one thing I didn't show is how we can make changes now and update that to the remote server. So let's go ahead and make a change. Let's do, let's just add information to this contact.html, and I'm just going to add boilerplate HTML here, and then we'll do an H2. Oops, I don't know why my caps lock is on all of a sudden. Fat fingers, I guess. again, it's still on. We'll do h2, and then we'll say contact us, and then in the title, I'm also going to change that to contact us, and then I'm going to hit save. If I go back here to my terminal now, I'm going to clear that, and I'm going to do a git status. This git status now says that, hey, I've modified the contact.html. So I'm going to go ahead and add that, just like normal. And now if I do a git status, it says that that is staged, but it's been modified, so it's ready to be committed. So I'm going to go ahead and commit that change. Say it's the end of the day, I've made all the changes I'm going to make, and I'm ready to commit this as a version. Now I'm going to go ahead and give it a commit message with that -m and then some quotes. And I'm going to say updated contact.html as requested. Something like that. And we'll hit enter. Now, if I do a git status, now the git status, it says that our branch on our local machine is ahead of the origin master, which is our remote server, by 1 commit. So now it tells us that we need to git push that to push our local commits to the server, because tomorrow or whenever the next developers need my code that I just added, they're going to have to do a git pull and get my information. So all I have to do is do git push and hit enter. And now it's going to, because of my SSH key, it won't ask me any information, and it just pushes that to the GitHub directory. So if I go back to GitHub now, we go to version control, you can actually see, if I go to contact.html, that now that code has been pushed here. And if the other developer were to pull this, or as many developers as there are, if they pull now on master, they're going to have all of my new code. And that is how we stay in sync with one another when we're working on a team. We pull the code down, we do our work, we commit it, and we push it back to the remote. And then anyone else who's working on the same branch as us can pull that and continue to do their work. All right, so in the next video, what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about pull requests. Now, a pull request will allow us as, let's say, for example, I'm the lead developer on a project, and I've hired another developer, or another developer wants to make changes, and I allow them to make changes. But before I allow them to just push it to my repo, I want to inspect their code and make sure that what they're doing is correct, and it fits my styles and my development standards. Then we can do something called a pull request, where the other developer or ourselves, we will make a pull request and say, hey, I made changes, will you look at this? And if you accept it, then it'll automatically merge it in and it'll be there. But if not, you can have a dialogue back and forth and say, hey, you need to go ahead and fix this and this first, and they can make changes, and then do another pull request. And once you've accepted their code, then you can merge it into master, but you don't have to do that. So that's what the pull request will allow us to do. And then I think we'll probably have 1 or 2 more videos after that, and we will wrap it up. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video.